Hey everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com. Today I'm going to go rapid fire with about 12 tips and tricks that I think every Facebook timeline user should know. Here's a quick list of what I've got coming up, and like I said, I'm going to go pretty quick. Most of these tips and tricks are things that I've explained in other tutorials here on YouTube or on AnsonAlex.com, so if you want some more details, go ahead and look at my Facebook timeline tutorials playlist on YouTube. But with that being said, let's get going rapid fire here with some Facebook tips for you. Here we go. Okay, so when it comes to post visibility on timeline, you really have two options. You can change the visibility of a post as you're posting it. So if I want to post a new status update here, I can type "here is my status update." And you'll notice that at the bottom right hand corner I have this drop down and I get to choose the visibility of this post. I can choose public, friends, only me, or I can do a custom setting. Custom settings are really useful for showing it to, say, a whole group, like your friends. I want to make it visible to friends, but hiding it from certain groups. So you could create a group for your work or your family, and then you could go down here and say, okay, I want to show it to my friends, but I want to hide it from my family. So that's definitely a trick that not that many people know, but it's great if you got some posts that you don't necessarily want everybody to see, but you want a good group of people to see. So that's definitely a good option. The other way to change your post visibility is on posts that have already been posted. So you can see I've already posted a few things on, I'm actually using my cat's account here as my test account, so you don't see all my friends' information. But you'll notice that there's a little globe and a little friend symbol next to these posts. If I want to change the visibility, I can click on the drop down and change it just like I did up here on my new post. After you've changed the visibility of your posts and stuff, it's a good idea to take a look at your profile as other people would see it. And to do that, you need to be on your profile page, go to the right side to this little drop down with the gear icon, click on it, and click on View As. This is a really useful feature. When you do that, you can say, leave this page just because I had a post open. You won't get that message when you do that. You'll see that this appears at the top of your profile where you can enter a friend's name. So I only have one friend, and that's actually my real profile. That's Anson Alexander. So I could view my profile as Anson Alexander. And he gets to see pretty much everything. However, the really cool feature of this is if you go back down, if you look up here at the top, you'll notice that you also have an option to view your profile as public. So you can click and you can view what it looks to the public. So you can see it looks a little bit different. I also posted this to the public, and I posted I Love Catnip to the public. So now I could go back and say, oh no, I don't want my I Love Catnip post being seen by the public, and I could go back and change that like I showed you in tip number 1. If you've just got Facebook timeline and you're worried about posting new status updates and you don't want to have to actually change the visibility each time you post, I'm going to go back to my regular profile here. You can set the default post visibility for your Facebook posts. To do that, go ahead and access your settings up here next to home, and then go ahead and go to privacy settings. And you'll notice that there is a section called Control Your Default Privacy where you can say, okay, by default I want my post to be public, just friends, or you could do a custom setting like I showed you earlier when we changed post visibility. Definitely a useful feature. I would at least set that to friends to start, and then go ahead and you don't have to save it. It saves automatically. But that way you're not posting to the public all the time. Okay, I'm still here in my privacy settings. If you don't know how to get here, you click on the drop down and go to privacy settings, and I'm going to show you how to change the visibility of all your older posts. A lot of you who updated to Facebook timeline recently have a whole bunch of public posts being displayed to everybody, and it's kind of a pain to go back and change each one individually. So if you want to change them all at once, come into your privacy settings here and go down to this section that says limit the audience for past posts. Go ahead and click manage past post visibility, and it's going to make it so that they're friends only. So you can see that it says if you shared with friends of friends or public, it will change to friends. So you hit limit old posts and it's automatically going to change all of your old posts to friends only. Definitely a useful feature for Facebook timeline users. Okay, now I want to talk about tagging people, places, and interests in posts. It's definitely a cool way to add a little bit of linkage in your posts and provide a little bit more information for the people that are looking at your posts. So let's say I want to talk about catnip. Instead of just typing I love catnip like I did earlier, I could use the @ symbol, type catnip, and you'll see that I now have an option to choose catnip. When I go ahead and post this, people could then click on the link catnip they could go and see what catnip's all about, and they could also see people's other posts regarding catnip. So it's kind of a way to hashtag like you would in Twitter, so to speak. I'm going to go back to my profile here real quick. This also works with people. So if I wanted to say, hey, Anson Alexander, he has to be a friend of mine or a public figure. I could tag Anson Alexander, and then I could also say, are you in Tampa? You can do locations. Tampax, I don't want Tampax. University of Tampa, Tampa, Florida, there we go. So sometimes you have to narrow it down a little bit, but I can say, hey, are you in Tampa, Florida? Post it. Tampa, Florida is now mentioned in this post, and so is Anson Alexander. So it's a really cool feature. It kind of just increases the functionality of Facebook Timeline a little bit. So it's definitely something to play around with. Okay, so as you've used Facebook Timeline, you might have hit that like button on a bunch of pages and interests, and maybe there's some that you don't really like and you want to remove. So I want to show you how to remove a like on something that you've already liked. So the easiest way to do that is to go over here to the likes section on your Facebook Timeline profile and find the item that you've liked that you want to remove. So if I don't really like relaxing, although I do, I could click on it, and then you'll see that up here it says that I've liked it. If I click this button right here, oops, I'm sorry. That was an older version of Facebook. I actually have to go over here to the drop-down gear icon and hit unlike, and it will no longer like relaxing, but I do want to like it, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it again. Unfortunately, there's no quicker way to do it. I wish that, and if I go back to my profile here and click on likes, I wish that there was a way to unlike things from this page right here. Just hit unlike, 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 but there isn't, so you've got to go to the actual page. If you don't want to go to your likes page, you could actually search for the item up here, so I could search for chillin', and then I could click on the interest, and then I could go ahead and hit the drop down and unlike it from here as well. So that's definitely something that you might need to know about on Facebook Timeline. Okay, now I want to talk about how you can change the frequency at which you see friends' posts on Facebook. So right now I'm on my home page, so I'm looking at posts by my friends, which happens to be Anson Alexander because he's my only friend right now. But let's say I want to change how often I see posts from Anson. All I have to do is find one of his posts. So here he posted a picture, ha ha ha. And if you notice, there's a little drop down at the top right. If you click on that drop down, you'll see that there's this section that says subscribe to Anson, or it could say friends with Anson. And you can decide whether you want to see all of his updates, most of his updates, or only the important updates. You can also unsubscribe completely from Anson or just from photos posted by Anson. So if you have somebody who's spamming your homepage with a whole bunch of posts all day long, this is definitely something that you want to take a look at to try and stop them from doing that. Okay, now I want to talk quickly about how to control the visibility of your friends list. A lot of people don't like the fact that their friends list is visible to their other friends, and there's a really easy way to change that. So let's take a look. If I want to change the visibility of my friends list, I need to be on my profile and I need to click on friends. And then at the top, you'll notice that there's this little edit button. And if you click it on that, it says who can see your full friends list on timeline. Right now it's set to public. I don't want it to be public. I could make it friends only, or I could make it only me, which is I think a pretty popular option nowadays. So if I click only me, now even my Facebook friends can't see my other friends on Facebook. So you can lock down your profile a little bit. Okay, now I quickly want to show you how to create a list or a group on Facebook Timeline so you can put friends that share a common interest in a certain list and view them all at once. So to do that, I'm going to go to my home page. At the bottom left of my home page, you'll notice that there's a section called Friends, and there's some default groups that are created by Facebook Timeline. There's also some groups that are created because I joined, because I work for Cats R Us, and I went to Catnip High and Fat Cat University. So I'm automatically subscribed to those groups. But if I want to create my own group, I can go ahead and click on this More button. It takes me to the full friends list screen, and I can say Create List, and I can call this my test list. Okay, I could go ahead and I could add members to this group from this screen right here, but I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do it later on manually once you've already got your group and you want to just add a new friend that you've made. So I've got my test list created. Now let's say I want to add Anson Alexander to that group. I go to his profile page. I click up here where it says friends. Actually, I just have to mouse over it. And now you see I can check any groups that I want to add him to. If I don't see the list I'm looking for, I can hit show all lists. And then I can go ahead, find test list, and add him to the test list group. Now if I go to my home page and I click on the test list group, which is right here, I'll see posts from all the people within that group, which right now is only Anson Alexander. Definitely a cool feature of Facebook Timeline. This is what you would do if you wanted to create a group for your work. You could add everybody in your work group, and then you could make it so that they can't see certain posts by using the custom post visibility that I showed you earlier in this tutorial. The last thing that I want to show you is how you can hide Facebook Timeline and use the old version of Facebook. I don't recommend doing this at all, because even if you do this and you see the old version of Facebook on your profile and your friends' profiles, anybody who looks at your profile is going to see it in the new version. And if you aren't seeing it in the new version, you might not be able to see what they see. So it's probably not a good idea, but it's a really, really popular thing that people are asking for. So I do want to show you, and I think the fastest way to find it is to just, you have to have Google Chrome for this. And if you just search Google Chrome extension remove timeline on Google, it's going to take you to the Google Chrome Web Store. In this timeline remove, you can install this extension, and Facebook Timeline will no longer display. It will be the old version of Timeline, like this, as you can see on Zuckerberg's profile here. But like I said, everybody else will still see your timeline profile. So only do this if you don't care what other people see and you just want the old version of Facebook back. But I definitely have had a bunch of my readers who have installed this and are very happy with it. So you might want to check it out. That's all I have for you today. Check out AntsandAlex.com. Look at some of my other videos here on YouTube. Like I said, if you're looking for more details on these Facebook Timeline features, you can look at my Facebook Timeline tutorials playlist on YouTube. I'm signing out for now. Have a good day, everyone.